Good morning out there. Welcome to your Facebook Live with Rhonda. Today we are going to show you some gift packaging. Last week I showed you cards, some really neat 4 by 8.5 cards that I showed you. And this week, and I used the Festive Farmhouse paper, and today I'm going to use the Festive Farmhouse paper again, actually. I absolutely love that paper. The wood grain paper is like my favorite. You can get a lot of different uses out of it, a lot of different looks. So today we're going to go for a fall look. It's October, it's in October now. So we're all into fall and Halloween if you celebrate Halloween. And so there's lots of fun things that we can do with our paper crafting. So I'm gonna give you guys a minute to all log on here to say good morning to all of you. And let me show you what you're going to make today. Okay, you're gonna want to swipe away the comments because it's a big bag. So in order to be able to see it, you're gonna need to have the comments out of the way. So we're gonna make this really awesome bag. It is pretty thick, it's pretty big. It measures almost 3 inches wide. It's actually 2 3/4. And then it's 5.5 inches across, and it's 8.5 inches tall. So it's a pretty big bag. I think I called it a box. It's a bag. So this one is using the Toil and Trouble paper. The Toil and Trouble paper is our Halloween paper. It's a super fun Halloween print. It's got like frogs and witches and cauldrons and spiders and cats. But what I love about it is that it also has images that are not Halloweenish. It has this one, which is like a real fall harvesty type pumpkin. So not like it's not a Halloween pumpkin. To me, this is a really fall pumpkin. And then it also has, well, let me show you actually. This is my little sheet here. So this is the Toil and Trouble paper. It has the ghost, but look on the back side, it has the stripes. And I really like this one down here. That one side's like the cauldrons, but then the other side is your lemon lime twist that you can use for like birthdays and just any occasions. So this one I'm using today is the pumpkin one, and the other side of it is like a witch's broom. So, or I suppose if you have like a housekeeper or somebody that you can make them a card with that because it's got a broom on it. They might like a card with a broom. Just thanking them for all their hard work for you. Okay, so we are going to make this really awesome bag, and see it's all the way around. So let me show you what we're gonna need. You are going to need a piece of 12 by 12 paper, and you're going to need 2 sheets of cardstock. So this bag is actually made out of cardstock, so it's actually really pretty sturdy. You could put a lot in there. So before we jump in, I want to say a shout out. We had 2 of our Prize Patrol winners last week. We had Marnie Witt was one of those, and the other one was Shiloh. So we already messaged you, we got your addresses, and we'll get your Prize Patrols out this week. So we always I love Prize Patrols. Every aspect of my business has Prize Patrols, just so you guys know. I love challenges, I love games, I love competitions. Those are fun things that I love to do. And like with my business builders group, every week we have a call to action challenge. And then if you accomplish it, you report in, and then every week we pull for free stamp sets and bundles. And then also I do, on my creative corner, which is my creative side to my business, I have a website, and there as well we do Prize Patrols. We give away 10 stamp sets or 10 bundles every single month. So I love Prize Patrols. So they're real. We really do mail them out. So all you gotta do, obviously, is share this video. We love it. We love having friends join us and seeing the fun and learning how to make this packaging. I know anybody who has cardstock and paper, which is pretty much any paper crafter has this. We use 1 stamp on here. The rest of it's all paper crafting. So if any paper crafter is gonna love to be able to use their cardstock for more than just cards. So I love being able to teach people how to use their supplies, but use it in multiple and different ways. So if you hit the share button now when we're live, and you can even share it on the replay. So on our replay, we have thousands of people who continue to keep watching, and we're so grateful for that. Absolutely grateful. And we love your comments, and we try to go through and answer every single one of them. We really do. It might take us all week long, but we do get through them all. Okay, are you guys ready to jump in and get started? I think we've got a great number of you on here, and we can begin our project. So I'm going to point you down. First of all, real quick, there's a couple things I want to show you when I point you down too. But today we have 3 workers here in the studio with me. So if I forget something, I'm going to be so well covered. But we have a retreat this weekend, and I'm not going to show you anything yet because I really want to surprise my retreat people. But next week I'll show you some of the really so cute pillow gifts that they're going to get and their projects. It is like Christmas in here right now. You can't see anything behind me, it's all hidden, but next week I'm gonna show you some really cute projects. I want them all to be super surprised this weekend. And then for those of you who will be getting them in the box in the mail, you'll get a little sneak peek, so I won't show everything. Also, I wanna show you, I'm gonna point you guys down so you can see. This is our little spot right here, and make sure that we are, somewhat straight. Straight is important, I think, especially because our paper we're using today does have a little bit of a straight pattern to it. Every month, one of my online classes that I do, and it is live this month as well, I have a monthly card club. It is $35 a month. It just charges you every month. You can cancel whenever you want to. And I send you the supplies cut and prepped for 8 cards, and it's 4 different designs, and you make 2 of each of them. I also include a really cute goodie bag it's not really a goodie bag, it's like a package of supplies, but you get some really awesome supplies. So this month, they're gonna get the washi tape, the really awesome washi tape, and they're gonna get these clips, and they're gonna get the new red satin ribbon. So they're gonna get a lot of supplies. But these are just, and we're featuring the Making Spirits Bright bundle. So we're featuring the stamp set, and it has a cute little light bulb. So these are the cards that they're going to make. And this is also, look at this one. I love this one. It's so fun. Very, here's a traditional Christmas one. So I always like to do a little traditional Christmas. And then we have one that is really fun. So anyway, I'll post you the link. So if you want to join my card club, you can. Every month, you just get that. And then after 6 months, I give you $25 of free product of your choice for being a part of it for 6 months. And then again, you can cancel whenever you want to. All right, so let's get started on our project. This is going to take me, it's actually very easy. And I will post the measurements up in the description after I'm done with this video. You guys are just not straight, and that's bugging me here. So I got to figure out why we're not completely straight here. There we go. I see what was happening. My holder was a little cockeyed there. Okay, so now I think we're straight, and we can jump in. Let's start with our 2 pieces of cardstock. I'm using the gray granite because I chose a piece of the Festive Farmhouse. Now I'll show you the Festive Farmhouse for those of you who have not seen the whole pack of it, but it's a lot of really neat plaids, and then it has some wood grain. It has just really traditional, fun, I call that lumberjack plaid, and it's got traditional Christmas colors, very farmhouse. This is the Festive Farmhouse. The farmhouse look is extremely trendy right now, and I happen to be right on that trend. I love it. My whole house is the farmhouse look too. Okay, so you need your trimmer here. Actually, you need your scoring tool. So we don't cut these at all. We're gonna score down the long side here at 1.5, and then same thing on the other side. We're gonna do 1.5. So that both sides, and then the bottom we score at 2 3/4. All right, I'm gonna do that again just so you can know what you're doing. Ready? You gotta do it on both sides. 1.5 down both of the sides. This one, 1.5. And then on just one of the bottoms, this is the bottom, is gonna be 2 3/4. So that is our scoring. And literally that's almost it. We'll do maybe some other cutting here in a second. So then what we're gonna do is we are going to just fold along these lines. We're gonna before we do all of our like assembling, we'll do some gluing down of the panels of paper. So we're gonna use this Fresh Farm, well not fresh, but it could be fresh, the Festive Farmhouse paper. And we're going to get our paper cutter. This time we're gonna cut. And I wanna cut off just a 4-inch strip off the top. We're gonna use every bit. This is what I love about this is we use every bit of the paper here, and we're gonna use every bit of the paper here. So you're just gonna cut off this 4-inch strip. All right, and then these panels, I believe I cut these at 5 1/4. And so we're gonna cut the panels at 5 1/4 and 5 1/4. So we need 2 of them. This is the only piece left over. You might be able to find something to do with that. So we got our little pieces here. So I'm gonna glue these down while this is still like right in front of me. Hey, Susan, do you mind grabbing me my snail that's on my desk? I did not grab that. I did grab my tear tape, which is going to be too much work to do tear tape all the way down for this. So Susan's gonna bring me, thank you, my snail. And hey, when you get a chance, can you bring me a piece of gray granite that's 4 1/4 by 8 1/2? I cut it, but I can't find it. It must be on my desk. It might even be on my desk, but it's 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. Okay, so we are going to, these should be measured perfectly to put our panels on here. So that's the front, and I did do the back. You don't have to do the back if you don't want to do the back, but and this is a box, so I am putting adhesive like all over it because the boxes get used, they get carried, they get bumped around, and people reuse them, so they can easily reuse this too. So I want to make sure I am really putting it together very, very well. Okay, so there's our two panels. Thank you, Susan. And now let's just go ahead and assemble our box. So on the bottom here, you're just gonna cut up to that score mark. If you watched my video a long time ago, well, not long, like 6 months ago, where I did these other boxes, this is kind of the same concept. But we're making it out of cardstock this time, so it's a really sturdy box. So you're just gonna cut up there, like that. Now I wanna put some tear tape. We're gonna use tear tape, so just bear with me, because this box is gonna be so cute. I wanna make sure I use it afterwards. And so whenever I make boxes, you have to use tear tape, or fast fuse if you have any of the fast fuse. But you wanna make sure that you're using adhesive that is not going to come apart. So you just put your adhesive on those strips right there, and do the same thing on both sides. There we go, 1, 2, there, there. This is the most painful part. So while we're doing this, I could always ask you a question. What is your favorite paper? Because we're stopping our paper hoarding, remember? What's your favorite paper out of the holiday catalog? A lot of it is on low inventory, and I know it's because it's just the papers this year are just, the company hit it out of the ballpark. Do you know what? I went to the home office last week, or 2 weeks ago, and I told you guys about that. But one of the things that I learned while I was there is that, you know, all of our paper, most of it is hand drawn. Like the artists draw what they see on there, and then they, so it's not like this is, like someone drew these pumpkins. So someone drew them, colored them, painted them. A lot of times they paint them, and then they make it into paper. So all of our paper is all like not digitally created. It's still artistically created. It's still painted, drawn. A lot of times they do watercolor. Some of it is photography based. So which is totally an art as well as taking, oh goodness gracious, Rhonda. Here we go. Okay, so that's done. That was painful. Then you're just gonna go ahead and glue those down. So you're created kind of like a panel here. This is one side of our box, just like that. Now we need to do our other side of our box. So can you see this? All right, so the one thing I wanna do before I finish this is I'm gonna take a piece of tear tape here, and I'm gonna go just right along this edge, because it's gonna overlap by just 1/4 of an inch. So guess what? tear tape is exactly 1/4 of an inch long. So that's perfect. You can use, if you have the green glue, you can do that too, but the tear tape is perfect for this because it is exactly the right. So we gotta put this on here because we're going to glue, this is how the sides are going to stay together. So, look, I took way too much off there. And then we're going to glue down the bottom one as well to the other bottom one. I could have just used adhesive to make this go a little faster, but this box is gonna be so cute. And I wanna actually really use it in my life. I have someone I wanna give this to. So, you know, we always wanna make something that we're really gonna use. It's not just because it's a pretty project. All right, so here we go. Let's take this tear tape off. I'm gonna try to do it. You guys should time me how fast it's gonna take me. All right, here we go. Oh, use your paper piercing tool. Yes, I've seen that done. And I've tried that. It takes me just as long. So here we go. We're on a roll now. Almost done. We'll get all the tear tape off. One last big one right here. And our 2 little ones right here. So this one has, you know, the bulk of the adhesive on it. So there we go. So now we're just gonna tuck these back in here, just like we did on the other side. There. And then now this is the easy part. Well, it's because I did all the gluing already. These just get glued down there. You make sure the bottoms are right where you want them to be. Hopefully you guys can see that. So I start with the bottom and make sure the bottom is lined up perfectly. They should be perfect. And then these just completely overlap by that 1/4 of an inch. And then the other side overlaps by that 1/4 of an inch. There you go. So then you wanna go in and you wanna make sure you're really, you know, rubbing it down so that it's perfect. Look at that. Can you see? I know it's hard to see because it's such a big bag. And it's so sturdy, and now it's perfect. And because we use tear tape, it is so sturdy and perfect. There we go. So all of our seams are good. Now we get to decorate. So the first thing I'm gonna use to decorate, I love for the farmhouse look, I really like to still use burlap. And I love this polka dot. So what I did was I'm actually taking and layering them together. Don't know if you guys have ever seen that look, but I love that look of them layered together. So I'm just gonna take that and we're gonna wrap this around our bag. And you could use, we have some of that gray granite ribbon as well. You could use that if you wanted to, but I love the burlaps. And we're gonna add a little bit of, it adds a little bit of brown into this too. So we're just gonna tie this off to the side, tie it a little bit tighter than I need it, because then I can always loosen it. And obviously I wanted to make sure I had plenty of ribbon cut here. Okay, let's tie this into a knot. This also keeps the box together too. So I'm just gonna make sure that my knot is kind of off to the side so I can move this. I can loosen it up a little bit if you need to. And then I'm just gonna move this around. But look how pretty that is now. Can you see how pretty that is? This burlap now kind of has the white polka dot look to it. It's cool, cool. Layer that polka dot tool can get layered on just about anything. So I'm gonna cut that off because I did cut that way too long. There we go. So there is our ribbon that's gonna go around. That actually does serve a purpose. It's pretty, but it also makes sure that it all stays together. Okay, so now the cool part about this, let me show you. I'm gonna go back to here. The cool part about this is that the card matches the front, so it all blends and looks beautiful together. And the ribbon I actually put here to kind of hold it shut like that. And then when you open it, continue to look, it still all matches and all looks beautiful. So this is all from that one sheet of paper. Really simple. So we're gonna go back now to that 4-inch strip that we cut off. So this was from the original piece that we cut off. And you're just gonna cut these into 4-inch panels. So 4 and 4. The piece of gray granite that you need, or the other piece of cardstock. So you can choose whatever color cardstock you want. I just kept it all very monochromatic so that to me it looks beautiful. It just flows and stays flowing. So this is the gray granite. It's 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, but you knew that because I already told Susan that. And we are going to glue down our, this is a card, so we're gonna glue down, and I have the patterns going in the same direction so that, again, we're gonna have that same flowing look to it. And that will be next. This will go on the inside. This is the top of the card on the inside. And then this is the actual inside of the card. There you go. Oops, see, we're gonna have it all going the same direction. There we go. So there is our card. To add that to the front of our bag, we're just gonna take dimensionals so it doesn't fall off. We want it to stay in place. And we're going to take that and put that on the front of our bag. Here we go. Ready? Back to our bag. You guys can see that. And then this will go right, make sure the right direction. So I love it when we have our, this has gotta go over just a tiny bit more. Good job. I love it when our card matches our bag and it all just coordinates so nice. So this, I'm gonna try to make sure I get straight, and then your dimensionals will hold that in place, and your ribbon, look, holds it nice and shut. So look at how awesome it is. Now this could definitely be a birthday bag. It could be a Christmas bag. So you could, I would imagine putting like a green Christmas tree on there or a pretty reindeer, but I'm gonna stick with the Harvest of Thanks look. I think this will also make a really awesome fall bag as well. So I wanted to show you the same supplies, just different paper. So all I did, I know you guys have seen this, I'm gonna go to my little magic box and see what we have in here. We have 3 ovals, awesome. And these I did with a Big Shot, so these are done with our little oval. I take my, I'm taking my pumpkin pie stamp pad. On this one, I took my Cajun Craze because this has a lot of deep pumpkins in there. This one, I'm just taking my pumpkin pie, and you wanna make sure that you sponge the edges. This makes your pumpkin just look a little bit more real, to tell you the truth. So you wanna make sure you're sponging it. It gives it a little bit more depth. So you sponge your little ovals there. And then we're going to glue, make sure we're gonna glue this down. So on the middle oval, you put your adhesive, and then you just layer these so that it makes it look like a pumpkin. I know you guys have all seen this, but it never grows old on me. Like this never, I use this every single year. I gotta make sure I stick that down. There you go. So there's our pumpkin. And then I'm just going to freehand cut. I'm sticking with the espresso. Like I just freehand cut a stem. So nothing too crazy there. And we'll take a mini glue dot and add our stem. I'm going to, here we go, add a stem to here, like that, if you guys can see. And my favorite new punch that all of you should have is the sprig punch, right? So that one I used gold. This one I'm gonna use the sparkle and my sprig punch. So remember, you gotta have that. And I just punched out 1 sprig. I did tear those apart because I didn't want them to be together. So I have 1 sprig I want to go out this way. You could use any paper, but I just always, with a farmhouse look, I like a little bit of the sparkle on there. And that one's gonna go that way. And then we have a button. I did a button. These are the galvanized buttons. They're on back order for a little bit, but it's okay. You can still order them. They'll just come in when they're done, when they're off a back order. I've already ordered like 250 packs of them because I included them in one of my events that I did. So there could be one reason why they're on back order. So I added my little galvanized steel button, which of course then we have to put a little bit of a bow on that. I've got some baker's twine here. I should have seen if my magic box had a bow ready for me, but here we go. That was not too painful. This is just plain old white baker's twine. You could use one of our other fancy ones if you want to, but I just did the white to add that there. Then we're gonna add our pumpkin on, and I'm gonna do it with dimensionals too, because I don't want it to fall off the front of my card, like that. There we go. So now look how cool that pop of color is. Hopefully you can see. If you can't remember, you can just swipe away the comments so you don't see them. I like to see them, but you guys might not like to see them. And then you can put that down there. So we have that. And now I want to add the harvest of thanks. So I'm going to take a strip of white, and it's about a 3/4 inch strip. And we're going to stamp the harvest of thanks on there. I'm using the stamp set Falling for Leaves. So I've been using it a ton this month. It was a part of my Creating for Christ. It was a part of another class I did. Like, look at that baby. I love it when I get a stamp set and it's this, because this means I'm using it. This tells you it's worth it to purchase it because gets lots and lots of love. So I'm taking that Harvest of Thanks with our Early Espresso pad and stamping that. Let's hope I did it good. Hey, not bad. Then we're just gonna trim how I do my banners. I actually got to trim that straight. Then I just go in on one end and we go the other. Hey, my UPS guy is coming. He is sick of me this week. He actually really likes me. But yesterday he had to deliver 16 boxes because we're getting ready for our retreat. So he's back again today. Luckily, they don't make a sign for it anymore. He just drops it off and waves at me. Okay, so I created my banners on the end there. One thing I did, which I love to do when I'm doing fall things, is I like to break down the fibers on this. And our ink is so cool, it doesn't bleed or anything. So I just break down the fibers so it gives us more of a fallish look to it. So I don't know if you could just see. You can't see, I know, it's on a camera. But it just makes a difference, trust me. It kind of breaks it down and makes it look more, can you see, like makes it look more wobbly and it's a neat little fall look to it. So now, here we go, our last step. I'm gonna add our Harvest of Thanks on there. And voila, it's done. And look, it's an awesome box. Again, it's almost 2 3/4 big. It's really hard to tell sometimes how big these are on a camera, but I wish I had like a normal size things. Like this is a snail. People look how much, so you get like 1, 2, like 2.5 snails tall. Obviously it's 8.5 inches, so I did measure that. But there you go. There is your project. Of course, you want to take you can take some tissue paper, and I would just grab it in the middle, and then you put that in there. That finishes it off nice and beautiful. So what do you guys think? I know you can make these super fast, great for gift giving. Can you imagine these in Christmas colors? So I know I've done fall, but I know you can come up with some really beautiful Christmas ones as well. So this was the one we did today with the festive farmhouse. I love the look of the wood grain, and there's actually plaids in there. And this is a great way for you to use up some of your paper and your cardstock. I know you've got lots of cardstock there too. So you just grab a piece of designer series paper, grab the matching cardstock, and that easy you can create a card. And this piece here, look how cool is that? It matches. Now I have a piece of white that will go on the inside. I just cut it 3.5 by 3.5. You can cut it whatever you want to. And you could decorate this. You could, you know, do the inside decorating if you wanted to. It's totally up to you. So you want to make sure I missed that part. So 3.5 by 3.5 is what will go on in the middle of this piece right here. And then you have a spot to be able to do your writing on your card. So I really love it when my card is built into my bag. And then it just really gives like the whole presentation is all in one. So here's this one. Look how cool it is when you open it, and then the pumpkins are still on the inside. Like, I love it. Okay, I can't wait to see what you guys do. Remember, you can share this video. You can also leave me comments. We'll do a couple prizes. But what makes me the happiest is when you actually make what we showed you and then post it and share it. Tag me in it so I can see it. That really encourages me to keep finding things that are duplicatable that you are able to continue to keep making. All right, you guys have a great day. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you next Wednesday. I'll be here, and we'll have another really awesome project that will hopefully make you smile, that will make someone smile who you give it to. Because I'm telling you, when you give someone these bags, when you give someone this bag, number one, they're gonna think you're super cool, which of course, that's why we do this, right? And then the other thing is they're gonna really smile. And I know when I made this, even making it really made me smile today. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.